in um, in a routine, I'm not sure how many of you guys have gotten into some of the checklist capabilities of a routine, but let me checklist. Let's just start a new one just for grins here. We don't have much time here, but this is my last one really. Let's say we start a new routine that is on the transaction based off of, I don't know, clear to close date for whatever reason. If I do clear to close and I want to make sure that I've got some of the, which party members are in my list, I could say, verify buyer for the lack of a better name. And we've got this party member verification, and I can come in here and I can select buyer. So what happens is in the checkbox or in the checklist of this activity, it'll pop up and say, the buyer is John Smith if you've already got John Smith selected as the buyer, or it could be a couple different people. If the buyer is not in there, you have the opportunity to select the buyer, and then it fills in that party member linkage to that transaction for you, which can be very powerful in making sure that your people are in there. So I can say, verify I've got a buyer, verify that I've got a lender, verify, all the different people that are part of that transaction. At some point I can put in there so that it lists all those people, and that you've got everybody filled in. That's the whole purpose of that. Well, that's been there for those people that want to be able to verify that a party member is there. What I didn't have until this past update was in the checklists area. Let's see, let me do checklist test. What I didn't have was the ability to select connections. So let's say, for instance, I'll do a new one on this one as well. So I'm going to come in here and actually I'll do a new routine. Let's say a new lead comes in. I'm going to do it on a contacts on a new lead. New lead date comes in. Okay. So it creates this activity for me that a new lead has come in, and I want to just know that it's on there. It'll put it into my calendar that a new lead came in. I could, as part of this process, also come in here and maybe I want to verify that they have a spouse. So in the checklist, now you can set it up so that we do the exact same thing that we did for the party members, but now we're saying, hey, does this new lead that comes in, do they have a spouse? And I would be able to add that new spouse, automatically link them to that contact from the checklist now to make it all automatic. So verify spouse, I'm going to do this and just show this how this happens. Let me add one more, maybe verify lender, and I'm going to say connection and say, do I have a lender? I'm not sure I've got lender in here. Yeah, I do. No, I don't have landlord. You would need to make sure that your types are in there for the ones that you want. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's just do the one. If you wanted to put in like who referred this person, you could put in a referral, the referee, referrer, whatever. So we could do that one. I think that one's in there. Let me double check. Yeah, referral, referee, referrer. So in this case, who is the referrer of this person. So I could say verify referral and say that. So now let's just go to save this. And I put this into the new lead date. And I probably have other ones that are already new lead, but new lead. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn this off right now. This one's a bogus one anyway. So this is the one that I just did. I've got the new lead coming in. So let's say I'm gonna go into somebody's name here. Go into the important dates, and let's see if we've got a new lead. This one's already got one. I'm gonna delete it out. So to delete out a field, I can long press on this little calendar. I'm going to click on it and say I got a new lead today. So I put in the new lead date. Whenever I put that date in there, because the routine is already set up as active, it runs automatically. I will have now a new lead date, which just got added. In which case, whenever I click on this, it'll have an activity. If I go to complete that activity, it now says, hey, I need you to verify the spouse. I also need you to verify the referral. If the spouse wasn't there, I could just click on this add a connection. You can add multiple connections. So maybe they've got 2 sons or, family members or whatever. Add the verify the referral. Who referred this person? Well, maybe let's go back to Larry. I don't know why I can't put 2 R's on Larry. Larry Jenkins as a name here. So I select Larry Jenkins as my referral person, and I can complete that, mark it complete. Yeah, verify that is complete. So now the activity is complete. But what's nice now is that I can come over to my connections, and I can see now that Larry Jenkins was added as a referrer. So the checklist can keep you from missing people in your process of making sure either party members are selected, or now you can do it with connections. So if you wanted to verify that there was a spouse connected, you can do that as well.
And if that spouse was already in there, the name would just show up.
It showed up automatically. Yeah. And if I go to my checklist here, you can see that it's in the checklist as already connected as well. Let's say, for instance, though, I delete that spouse from my checklist. If I go over here to my connections now, that spouse is gone. If I go back to my checklist and I say add that connection, and this was for Hayes, I could either go ahead and select that name. I forget if it was Lucy or Julian. Select that name, or I can now add a new person if I wanted to. Let me just, well, I can't do that. I could, but it doesn't make sense. But this just gives you a way that you can add those spouses through a checklist as well.
All right, that's cool.
So now if I go over here to my connections, and Julian is now my spouse. So checklists within actions can be very powerful. And we allow you then to also see all the checklists for any routine that is running on this person. So you can just complete those checklists individually if you want to. If I go to my calendar and I see my calendar of things, if I uncomplete it and then recomplete it, now you can see it's already filled out, so I can verify that it was done, or it is correct or whatever. If it's not correct, I can correct it right here, and it goes ahead and does that correction in the record.